Welcome back! My name is ballerscuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1980, and today we're going to talk about Mystery House. Our story starts in the late 70s. Husband and wife Ken and Roberta Williams had purchased an Apple II computer. Ken wanted to set up a company to design software for the Apple II. He purchased a teletype terminal with the intent of creating an accounting program. Ken also purchased a video game named Colossal Cave Adventure, which we have talked about in a previous video. Ken introduced the game to his wife Roberta, and the two played through the game. The Williams wanted to play more games, but found that the market lacked any real competitors to Colossal Cave Adventure. So, Roberta decided to write her own adventure, drawing inspiration from Agatha Christie's novel And Then There Were None. Knowing her programming skills were limited, Roberta convinced Ken to help program the game. Roberta wanted to add graphical scenes to the text-based adventure to make the game more interesting, so the couple bought a VersaWriter machine. Roberta would go on to draw 70 scenes on the VersaWriter, but this could not fit onto a standard 5¼ floppy disk. So, Ken devised a way to program instructions for the computer to draw the lines of the picture instead of displaying pre-drawn graphics. The game was finished on May 5th, 1980. The Williams advertised their game, named Mystery House, in Micro magazine. The couple named themselves Online Systems. The game was sold in Ziploc bags containing a floppy disk and a sheet of instructions. The game sold for $24.95, just under $79 in 2020. And that is the background of Mystery House. With that now told, it's time to play the game for ourselves. And here we are in the game. This is Mystery House. As you can see, there's a lot of text coming through the screen. We're not going to be playing the original release of the game. We're going to be playing a later release, which is why there's going to be a couple names here that you might not recognize, a couple dates that are after what we're talking about. But ultimately, we are playing the original version of the game. This is Mystery House. So let's take a look at the instructions. This is where we can find most of any of the plot of the game. So let's take a look closer at that. As you can see, released by Online Inc. Mystery House. You can ignore the other word on the screen there. Instructions for high-res adventure. Adventure is one of the most fascinating and challenging games available for your Apple computer, even though they spelled fascinating wrong. Winning is quite a challenge. In a game where it may take hours to move and weeks to solve a puzzle, High-Res Adventure number 1, Mystery House, takes place in an old house with many rooms. As you enter the house, 7 other persons will be in the living room. Eventually, they are dispersed throughout the game, and you start finding them dead. Spoilers. You must find the killer before she ends up killing you. So they say that this is going to take weeks. That is not the case. It's not going to take hours either. We're going to blast through the game because I know what I'm doing. But this is really kind of the introduction to the adventure genre for video games for a lot of players. Many players had not heard of Colossal Cave Adventure. This was the first one that they had seen. So they kind of have to introduce everything from the beginning. But yeah, they told us that there's a killer. So we'll try to pay attention to that, see if we can't find that person. You progress through the house by providing 2-word commands, which usually contain a verb and then a noun, but aren't always in that order. Examples are water on and open door. If a set of words doesn't seem to be working, try different terminology. If you should find a staircase, you may try upstairs or go stairs. Some of the actions you can take are get, drop, go, look, read, climb, move, hit, kill, etc. So they're trying to introduce just kind of the main mechanics of the game, very reminiscent of what we had done with Colossal Cave Adventure, so we shouldn't have any problems with that. But once again, if you hadn't played that game, you kind of need instructions, and here they are. You may go in the directions north, south, east, west, up, and down. Type north or N to go north. The other directions may also be abbreviated as well. When your way is blocked and you can't use directions to move, you may have to refer to the actual object in your way. In these cases, you could type go door, go hole, go gate, etc. Be all motivational. In general, the top of the screen is north, the bottom of the screen is south, the left side is west, and the right side is east. Because of the difficulty of drawing doorways to the south or the bottom of the screen, there are 1 or 2 rooms where the doorways do not match up to the normal directions. If you want a closer look at something, say look object. To return to the main view, say look room. Save game and restore game may also be used. I don't plan on saving or restoring the game. It should be short enough that I shouldn't have any difficulties. A note of caution, carrying more than one note may be confusing, as the computer will arbitrarily, that's a big word and hard word to say in the middle of a sentence, the computer will arbitrarily decide which one to read or drop. Should you wish to review past commands, you may press return without typing to flip-flop between graphics and text. If your copy should ever fail to load or get munched by a hungry disk drive, send it with $5 to an address that I'm sure no longer honors this agreement whatsoever. We'll talk about that more later, but yeah, Ken and Roberta Williams will not replace your copy of Mystery House at this point. They have other things that they're working on. At the start of the game, there will be 7 other people in the house with you. Their names, occupations, and hair color are as follows. Tom, he's blonde and a plumber. Sam, brunette, mechanic. Sally is a redhead and a seamstress. Dr. Green is a brunette and a surgeon. Joe is brunette and a gravedigger. Bill is blonde and a butcher. Daisy is blonde and a cook. So I'm going to throw it out there. Joe is a red herring. You want to think it's him because he's creepy, but it's probably not him. It's probably like the seamstress or something. I don't know. Throwing it out there. We'll see later. Let's go ahead and begin play. So we're in high-res adventure number 1. As you might have seen, it went quickly, but the computer did have to draw the scene. And you can see kind of Ken's programming at work there. But it's vector graphics, just kind of the lines. That's how he was able to make it work. This is what we are going to play. So let's get into it. You are in the front yard of a large abandoned Victorian house. Stone steps lead up to a wide porch. Enter command. We're going to go up to the porch. You're on the porch. Stone steps lead down to the front yard. We can see a welcome mat. It says welcome. We can't just go door. We have to open it first. So open the door. Then we can go door. Go door! The door has been closed and locked behind us. You are in an entry hall. Doorways go east, west, and south. A stairway goes up. Can I look at people? I'm going to try to take my time on this. There's no time limit or anything, so I'm going to try looking around, trying to get a better sense of our surroundings and things like that. It's not like Colossal Cave Adventure where they counted how many commands I typed in. So this one, we're going to try to take our time a little bit more. Can I look people? The people were explained at the beginning of the game. I hope you remember them because I don't already. All right, let's get that note. It says note, so let's take a look at that. We got the note. Your instinct is probably going to say look note, but don't do that. Read note. Valuable jewels are hidden in this house. Finders keepers. All right, let's go back to the room. And this time we will head west. We don't have to open that door. I don't see a handle or anything. We're just going to head through the open doorway, I guess. We're going to go west. And that'll take us to the kitchen. You're in the kitchen. There is a refrigerator, stove, and cabinet. There's also a sink that you did not mention. I'm going to look at it. There is a butter knife here. You're in the kitchen. There is a refrigerator, stove, and cabinet. All right, we're going to need that butter knife. Somebody is not cleaning up their dishes properly. All right, look at the room again. Once again, I'm kind of taking my time here. I could easily bypass a lot of these commands, and I would be fine. Let's open up the cabinet, and then we will look at the cabinet. Hey, look, there are matches. That's what it says. get the matches. We're good. Yeah, the text isn't the best on this, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, they're not letting me like back up here. Close cabinet. I was just going to look at the room, but I'd rather close the cabinet first. Once again, I'm being tidy, unlike the person that left the butter knife. Let's open the refrigerator. I think I actually have to type out refrigerator. I don't think I can get like open fridge. All right, and then we'll look at the refrigerator. And there is something here. This is a pitcher. So we're going to get the pitcher. Once again, I'm going to be nice. Refrigerator. I'm not used to typing the word refrigerator. I keep on wanting to put a D in there. Okay, let's look at the sink. Once again, I could bypass a lot of these, but I'm going to try to do it the proper way. Water on. They gave me that command earlier, so I know how that works. Water is running into the sink. It is getting dark. Uh-oh. Get water? No, water. Your pitcher is full. All right, look room. I might be going a little bit too slow here. I should be fine, I think. East. It is getting dark. And then we want to go south. And that takes us to the dining room where we can get the candle. Still getting dark. Then we want to light the candle. Okay, it is getting dark, but we can see. Then we want to type in the word look. Just look by itself. This is one of those tricky ones. You trip over a rug and fall. Oh, you started a fire with your candle. It is getting dark. You're in the dining room. How is it getting dark if there's a fire in front of me? All right, they must be outside. All right, so what we want to do is pour the water that we got from the pitcher onto the fire. The fire is out. The pitcher is empty. You're in the dining room. Look at the hole. We made a hole in the rug. Is it bad? Are they going to get mad at me? There was a key there. Yeah, I don't know how you would figure this out normally, but I have the internet, so we'll get that key. All right, look at the room. We want to go north here. Yeah, once again, this is one of the ones where the directions have changed. We'll go north back to the main room. And then we want to go up the stairs. You're at the junction of an east-west hallway and a north-south hallway. We're going to go north again. And we're at a stairway. Let's go north one more time. Go door! Let's go to the door. And now you are in the study. Hooray. Let's go east from here. And that'll put us in the bathroom. You're in the bathroom. There is a dead body. Look at the body. It is Bill the butcher. He has been strangled with a pair of pantyhose. You're in the bathroom. There is a dead body here. Super. You got strangled with pantyhose. It was an accident. We need to get the towel. I don't know if you can make out that there's a towel kind of hanging on the rack next to the sink, but that's what we're trying to grab. Now we have it. Hooray, we have a towel. Let's go back through the door, back to the study. So, turns out it wasn't Bill, but somebody is killing people already. Well, person. Killed Bill. We don't know if there's going to be multiple people. We can assume that, though. Let's look at the picture on the wall. It's nice, but not exactly my cup of tea. Thanks for the look, though. They actually typed it with an X. Once again, another kind of random thing here. Use the butter knife. Remember, we got that a while ago. And I was hoping that by looking at the picture, they would give us a clue as to what is happening, but they didn't. Use the butter knife. And now the picture is loose. Who would think to just use a butter knife in the study? You know what I mean? But maybe there was a clue that I just don't know where it is. But I tried looking at the picture. Didn't seem to work. Now we can get the picture. there's a button on the wall. So let's press the button. There you see a button, just press it. Who cares what it does? Part of the wall opens. Oh. Oh my. Go to the wall. The wall closes behind you with a bang. You're in a musty crawl space. I'm not sure this is what I was supposed to do, but we're going to keep going because I know that it actually was. Let's move down. You're on a stairway. We'll move down again. You're in a moist basement. Algae covers the wall. There's a dead body here. Look at the body. Who is it? It is Tom, the plumber. He seems to have been stabbed. You went too fast. Look at the body again. There is a daisy in his hand. Okay, well, we found Tom. I think it was Tom. They won't keep it on the screen, so I can't quite make it out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Tom the plumber. It wasn't the plumber, wasn't the butcher, but it was Daisy, and there was pantyhose. So there we go. We're going to get the key. I mean, it's huge and obvious, so we're just going to go ahead and grab that. Then, using the towel that we got earlier, we're going to wipe the algae. The wall is exposed. There is a loose brick. I didn't see the algae go away, but what are we going to do? We'll get the brick. And we have found the jewels. The jewels were hidden there the whole time. Those are my jewels. Poor Tom. Died in the room. Didn't even know. All right. Let's go through the hole. You can see the hole there. And we have entered the tunnel. You're at the south end of a north-south tunnel. Let's move north. There's a very tall pine tree in front of you. Let's go up. Now, this is a hard game if you don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you would ever think to do these things. You are at the top of a very tall pine tree. There seems to be a telescope here that is looking in the room. So let's go ahead and look at the telescope. You're looking through the attic window. You see a trap door in the attic ceiling. Okay, so that needed to happen. We needed to see the trap door, and then we can actually use it. We're probably going to need to use that at some point. All right, we don't need to look like at room or whatever. We'll just climb down the tree. And then we will move down again. And we're in a forest. Now we want to go north and south. And we're still in the forest. Open door. And the kitchen door is open. Yeah, no, you can't quite see it, though. Let's go up, which takes us back into the kitchen. There's a couple weird things in this game. Let's head east, then we'll head up, north, and then up, and we'll head into the attic. You're in the attic. Go door. On the right side, that takes us to the storage room. Unlock chest with the key that we picked up. It just says okay. Open chest. Look chest. Like this is a process. You're in a storage room. There's a gun there. We're gonna need that. For the record, it is loaded. We do need that. All right. Look room. Go door to go back to the normal attic. Then we have to open trap door. And there it is on the top right. If we didn't look through the telescope, the trapdoor would not be there. You could not open it. Then we'll climb the ladder. You're in the tower. Uh-oh. Somebody's there. And I think she's got a knife. It's hard to say. Shoot the gun. And my gun is now empty. Daisy is now dead. So it was Daisy the whole time. That's why the Daisy was left. The pantyhose was also a clue. Look Body. She is dead. Thank you for that. Get note. Like, none of this is necessary. I'm interested. Read the note. Now that it's all done, we're good. Oh, it's the same note, or read note. Read note. Yeah, it's just randomly choosing one, and I never dropped the other note, so I don't know. Drop note. Read note. It's in the basement. There we go. That's the new note. So we can go ahead and drop this note. So now there's 2 notes here. So we did it. Go trapdoor. And then we can go down, south, and down. Apparently I'm typing too fast for it sometimes. Back to the main hall. Then we can unlock the door in the front, now that we have the good key. And we can go north, and the door closes behind us. Right? No, I didn't open the door yet. It's a process. North, and then down, and out of the game we go. Congratulations, you have beaten adventure and are declared a guru wizard. Would you like to play the game again? Nah, I'm good. You good? Thank you for playing High Res Adventure. Goodbye. And we have won. And that is the game. Kind of short when you know what you're doing, but there's definitely puzzles in there that would take experimenting time and time again in order to figure out. So that's the game. With the game now played, let's talk about how the game holds up today. This is an interesting game for me. Is it fun to play going back? I would say yes, because there is still the suspense factor. There is still the adventure aspect of it. It is difficult, that's to say the least. I'm not sure how a lot of these things could be figured out without experimentation, just kind of figuring out, all right, let's try going left, let's try going north, let's try, looking at this. Let's try randomly using the butter knife in the study, see what happens. I have a butter knife, I must use it somewhere. That kind of thing doesn't always appeal to me personally. I like much rather trying to figure out clues and riddles and that kind of thing to try to lead me in the right direction instead of kind of guess and check, which I feel like this has a lot of aspects of. Ultimately, I feel it is a step back from Colossal Cave Adventure because it is shorter, and the danger, I wouldn't necessarily say it's more than what the dwarf or the pirate was in Colossal Cave Adventure. Because this game is based on Colossal Cave Adventure, I feel it's justifiable to kind of compare the two. The addition of graphics is nice, don't get me wrong. I do appreciate the work that was done to try to bring the game to life. For a lot of people, it's going to make it more accessible that there are pictures as opposed to just text, and that is something that is hard to overlook. But with that said, the addition of the graphics made them sacrifice the amount of gameplay that was available and probably the amount of instructions and notes and clues and stuff like that. So is it fun? Yes, it would be very frustrating without some sort of guide online or without lots of patience in trying to figure out the puzzles. From an adventure game standpoint, there are better adventure games out there, both graphic and text-based. So it's hard to say that this is something that I would necessarily go back to, that it's something that I am glad that I have played, but it seems very basic and rudimentary compared to other adventure games. I would compare it to Adventure that was released by Atari in 1979 or 1980. And I would say that it's about comparable with that. I would honestly say that I prefer this game to Adventure, which is probably a more fair comparison between the two. But I still think it's a step back from Colossal Cave Adventure. So that's kind of my modern take on the game. It is fun if you have a guide. If not, it would be too frustrating to kind of go back to, but the replayability is low. The sound, of course, doesn't exist. The graphics are very basic. It looks like a child's drawing, and I do mean that knowing that there wasn't really the chance to do too much better than that, given the technology of the time, but it's hard to overlook that from a modern standpoint, the drawings are very crude. And the gameplay, borrowed from Colossal Cave Adventure. A couple of the words do actually not work the way that you would like. Like I said, you had to say read note, not look note. If you just say look note, it says there's writing on it. Thank you, but what does it say? That kind of thing. More than Colossal Cave Adventure felt that way. It felt like in Colossal Cave Adventure I was in control. In this one, it didn't necessarily feel that way, especially since the graphics did not always line up, and especially in the main room of the game. You know, north was like to the left or something. It was skewed differently. There were a couple rooms that worked that way because of how they had to draw the area, and I'm not always a big fan of that, but I've talked about it long enough. That's my modern review. Not necessarily something you would go back to, but fun for the time, fun once through if you do like adventure games and are interested in the history of it, definitely. When the game was released, it sold well for the time. Through mail order, the game sold over 10,000 copies. That was enough to warrant a re-release in 1982. Which sold 80,000 copies. This made Mystery House one of the best-selling computer games of the time. The game is sometimes credited as being the first graphical adventure game and one of the first horror games, though these terms are often disputed. Contemporary reviews are almost non-existent for the game, but retrospective reviews have been very positive, often citing its innovation and importance. Looking ahead, we will be hearing more from Ken and Roberta Williams in the future. Of course, that means we will be hearing from Online Systems, the company they established, more in the future as well. And that is going to do it for the story of Mystery House. My name is ballerscuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video where we'll play a much cuter game.